All right, all right. How you doing? Wow, hey, already got people here. Wait a minute. I know I'm a minute late, but wait a minute. We got Truth and Clarity. Oh, that's William. That's William. Truth and Clarity is William. Okay, Chatty, we got. Cool, man. I'm so super appreciative and super impressed. We might get a few more stragglers. I don't know because it's unannounced, and sometimes I just do these things, and we hope for the best, and we do them live, and we also get some people watching the replay, so it's all good. So even if there's only a handful of people here now, we'll get people watching the replay and help a few people out here and there. If you're brand new to me, I am Dr. Dave. I am the founder of Microdose U, where we help people live their best lives ever, especially people that kind of like what I went through, people that, hey, Info Warrior, Eric, what's going on? Good to see you. I got, yeah, okay, so something was hidden. Okay, got it. I was worried about you, Eric, for a second because you weren't on my last one, but I know you can't be on every one. I realize that. But I appreciate you being here today. Eric, we got a few heavy hitters here from Patreon that want to come and see this. I've got Chatty and we got William. So you guys all meet. You guys are just three of the coolest people I know. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Anyway, I have been microdosing magic mushrooms for about 4.5 years now. I started this channel because I was going through a lot of anxiety, mainly anxiety, some depression for sure. And I did all of the, kind of like the regular things that they have you do to get rid of all that stuff, which, typically is talk therapy, antidepressants, the whole drill. That worked a little bit. It worked. I was saying this on our Patreon live the other night. It probably worked about 60 to 70%, but I don't want that kind of a lifestyle. I don't want a 60% lifestyle. I don't even want a 70% lifestyle. I want to feel really good every day. So I started microdosing mushrooms. Like I said, about it'll be 5 years in April. So about 4.5 years ago now, a little over that. And they've changed my life. I mean, I feel really good. A lot of the medical issues, both physical and mental. That's the right word. Mental doesn't sound right, does it? But I think I can't think of the right word. Anyway, they're gone. They're pretty much gone. Now that does not mean every single day is 100% bliss and my life is like no. I mean, my life is really good. Don't get me wrong. However, if something bad happens in my family, with friends, in the world, here locally, if something happens, I still have, I get sad, I get upset, I get angry. So, but they've changed my life around because no more anxiety, no more depression. And I'm here to help anybody that either has not started yet, or if you've started. If you the title of this, I think it was like "Ask Me Anything," right? Something like that. So, what is Eric? What is Rogerian? I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that term. And I haven't found. Okay, here's the thing. I've been in and out of talk therapy. No longer, no more. And I'm not against it. I'm not really against it. But I've done talk therapy on and off for decades. And honestly, I never found it to be, I mean, it's fun going in and talking to somebody and confiding and talking about your past, but did it really, like truly help? I don't think so. I don't think it did. But I got to look up. I'm not sure what Rogerian is. That like a clinical term for talk therapy? Let me see what that is. Rogerian therapy, known as client-centered therapy, humanistic approach developed by Carl Rogers. Well, okay. I mean, so some form of talk therapy, humanistic, right? Okay, got you. I just looked that up. So yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right because you knew it. I didn't know it. That's it. Anyway, I don't know. I've never been like a tremendous fan of talk therapy, but the mushrooms and now even more recently, the microdosing LSD has really turned things around for me. I just get up and I enjoy the day and I feel good, and that's why I'm here to help others that are, I'm not any different than anyone else, I promise you. However, like I said, I might be a little bit further along on the timeline than some of you that are just getting started or haven't decided to start yet. And remember, nothing here is medical advice that I talk about. It's just I just share my story from my experience, and what you do is it's personal, and your results might not be exactly the same, but they might be similar, hopefully. And I also say that just be careful, because make sure you're using these medicines, these wonderful plant medicines, in an area where it is permitted by law. I don't want anybody getting into any kind of trouble. So having said all that, the title here is Ask Me Anything. Do we have any questions? Any questions? I will be able to, I'll try my best to tackle something. And if I can't tackle it, if I don't know the answer, I'll just say, I don't know, because I don't claim to know everything. In fact, I think there are a lot of people in my Patreon group that probably know a lot more than I do, I think, because I'm just pretty simple. I keep things very simple, and I don't get too bogged down with like the details, but what I do does work. And that's the most important thing. It works. Some people, and I'm not saying anybody here, but some people just, they keep trying things and trying different things and changing and doing, and nothing ever ends up working. But if you're focused and you use this medicine like I recommend, and you do some of the side work that I've always talked about, journaling. I love breathing exercises. I just love deep thought meditation. I love that. If you do these things alongside of it, it's going to work for you. Chatty, I get extremely emotional and alarmed when dosing. Is that because of the type of mushrooms or my mental state at the time? We're talking about over a gram here, not strictly a micro. So a little bit over a gram, which is, that's a pretty good territory for a larger dose, but not too large. You could, on a gram, you can totally function, or a little bit over, you can totally function. I mean, I'm not so sure I would drive a car or like operate machinery, but you can function. You can carry on conversations and be pretty close to normal. But extremely emotional and alarmed. Now, that's different, because emotional, I can understand that. It does, as Eric just said, it brings the unconscious to the conscious. It brings things out of you that you might not even be thinking about. So, but alarmed, I'm not sure what you mean by alarmed, like scared, alarmed, like frightened. I mean, I'm not sure. So I guess my question is, what's your purpose for doing a gram? There's nothing wrong with it, but what do you do? What's your purpose? What's your intention? What's your setting? Set and setting. Where are you? Are you in a very comfortable, familiar place where you're maybe listening to music? Or are you out trying to deal with other things? I don't know. But I would say, and I'm going to say what Eric said. They bring things out of you that sometimes you don't even know about or can't control. So I would sometimes welcome the feeling as it comes out. Welcome the feeling, respect it, honor it, realize it, then let it pass. It will pass, because the mushroom dose doesn't last forever. So just realize that it might be short-lived, it might be longer, but it will pass. Understand it, respect it. Fight or flight can, let's see, fight or flight can be activated as stuff will rise. Yeah, I'll tell you something else interesting. Before I was microdosing, I was in like a constant state of fight or flight. It's really horrible for your body. I mean, you just feel revved up. You never feel like you're totally relaxed. And it wasn't until I started using the mushrooms that I understood more what the parasympathetic portion of the component of the autonomic nervous system was. We're supposed to be in a relaxed state pretty much most of the time, unless we really need to be revved up, like to fight, to in the prehistoric days to capture it, your food, an animal, run after something, get out of a fight, get out of a situation. But in modern days now, the fight or flight is, we don't really need it as much, but sometimes people are just a constant state of this because, again, because of things that are going on in their body. It could be something as simple as not getting the proper amount of sleep every night. And if you're not getting the proper amount of sleep every night, you've got inflammation going on, your blood pressure goes up, you are in sympathetic mode more than you should be. Sympathetic is the same thing as fight or flight. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Eric, many people, that's why I don't understand how some people just exist in this fight or flight 24/7. They're always on the go, always have to do. I like to relax and sometimes just do nothing and just let my body be, let my body relax, lay back, think, listen to music. We've been doing the breathing exercises and also the other thing we say, the what is it, the thing we say a few times a day. What do you call that again? Shoot, I can't think now. I got to take a sip of tea. Sorry. Mantra. The mantra, you can, and this works in many situations. If you feel yourself in fight or flight, you just get comfortable and you say, it's a good day. It's a beautiful day. It's a positive day. I am positive and I will stay positive. I am centered and I will stay centered. And I have a shield around me protecting me from negative and bad. I've got a shield around me. And you have to believe it though. When you say it, you have to believe this. It's a positive day. I'm centered and I will stay centered. I have a shield around me protecting me. And if we believe that, it's true. Let me catch up here. PTSD can cause it. Yes. Alex. Oh, there was Alex. Oh, I expect childhood trauma. I experienced childhood trauma due to growing up in a dysfunctional family and faced challenges with trust, relationships, and isolation. How can psilocybin assisted therapy be used as part of healing journey? Well, number one, Alex, you don't really have to do assisted therapy. Now, in our Patreon, and William, who is William is Truth and Clarity. In fact, as a matter of fact, we just did 2 days ago. We just did a podcast episode featuring William. He spoke for about 5 minutes on the benefits and what he's found helpful from a larger trip. He talked about a 2.5 gram trip, but you don't have to do that. Many people think that you have to do a large trip. You have to have psilocybin assisted therapy. Let me tell you. So here's the thing. And again, you can just, I can share what I've done. And I've never, in 4.5 years, I've never done psilocybin assisted therapy. And it's changed my life around 100%. And yes, I've had PTSD. No, it's not from the military, not from the armed forces, not from the military, not from the fire department, not from the police department, nothing like that. I had PTSD from my first marriage. And it was very traumatic. You don't have to be serving to have PTSD. This was very traumatic. And that was one of the reasons one of the things I discovered from using mushrooms about my previous trauma. And it was very, very bad. Very bad. But I will say that it's helped me like close to 100%. I don't feel I have it anymore. So who was that? That was Alex. I hope that helps you. It will work. It will work. Follow us if you're new to us. Follow us, because your name doesn't sound familiar. So I hope you're new, and I hope you just discovered us somehow. Follow us. We've got a lot of great people. Not only myself. Again, I'm no different than anybody. I just host the show, and I'm the one behind it. But we've got a lot of people here that know a lot and are very helpful and non-judgmental, and just some of the kindest people that I've ever met in my life, honestly. So let's see. Let me catch up on some. So after the executive order was signed yesterday to reschedule marijuana to Schedule 3, are you optimistic about psilocybin being rescheduled? Yes, I'm optimistic. However, I don't think it's necessarily going to be like quickly. I don't think. I hope it is. I hope it follows. But that's great news. Schedule 3 is still scheduled. It's still scheduled, but I think they're going to just look at it, and that's on the federal level too. State level in the majority of states, it's legal, and you can get it medically as well. But yeah, the fact that it's going to be Schedule 3, it's definitely a good thing. We're going in the right direction, and I really hope that mushrooms follow. Because I was listening to a show earlier today, and you know, there's never been a case of somebody overdosing on cannabis. I mean, yes, yeah, you can take too much. You can be totally scared out of your mind and out of it, but it won't. The good news is it won't kill you. It won't kill you. You just have to get over your trip. Just let it go. Let it wear off. It will eventually. But marijuana, cannabis, and mushrooms and the LSD, they don't kill you. They're not dangerous plant medicines at all. These are medicines that help. Be responsible with them. Don't just go crazy, and you gotta understand what you're doing. But these are safe medicines. I would I would argue safer than many pharmaceuticals out there. And I'm not against pharmaceuticals. I'm a retired dentist, a retired doctor. I am not against pharmaceuticals. However, they have their place, and so does plant medicine. And in this case, and I'll give you another example why I think this plant medicine works so well. I was sharing this. When was it? Chatty and William. Was it 2 days? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? 2 days ago on Wednesday, I think I shared one thing that the psilocybin has helped me with. I used to have horrible psoriasis on my skin all over, knuckles, elbow, knees, other places behind my ears. It was terrible. It was really bad, really bad. Now, luckily, where it was, I was able to hide it often because the only place you could really see it if I was wearing long sleeves would be my knuckles. But other than that, I could hide it. My skin, I could hide by wearing long sleeve shirts. But ever since I've been microdosing magic mushrooms, and it's taught me, these are teachers. That's why, one of the strains is actually called golden teachers. These are teachers. They taught me what I needed to do to get rid of the psoriasis, and trained physicians, trained doctors that went through medical school, residencies, internships, hospital work. They didn't know what to tell me other than, oh, there's no cure. You can't do anything about it. Take this cream. But I was able to figure it out from mushrooms. They taught me. And like, if you would have looked at my elbow, if you would have looked at this several years ago, it would have been totally reddened, itchy, scratchy. There we go. Yeah. White scales flaking off. Totally cured 100%. And I give the mushrooms the credit because they taught me what to do. Let's catch up here. Oh yeah, William, that breathing exercise absolutely can help. Yeah, we talk about 4-4-6-2 breathing. So what that means, and we won't do it right now, but it means breathing in for 4 beats, 4 seconds, breathing in through your nose, holding it for 4 seconds, breathing out everything, expelling all the air out of your lungs for 6 seconds, and then holding for 2. And keep repeating that. I had to do that it's not that I had to do it. It's not, nobody forced me, but I used that method when I was in Japan recently because I couldn't bring this plant medicine into Japan. I couldn't bring psychedelics. I couldn't bring cannabis. So I used this breathing exercise every day, and it kept me in the parasympathetic mode. It was wonderful, and I still use it. We do this on our Patreon meetings, on our live meetings. We start off the meetings now with the mantra and the breathing, and as William said, it works really well. Let's see, Steve, how you doing? I didn't know you're here, man. Okay, good to see you. So Steve says, I'm finding the breathing exercises and the mantra very centering as I start each day microdosing. Wow, Steve, Made my day because it just goes to show what I'm sharing, what we're teaching. It's not fluff. It's not bullshit. It works. This stuff works. But I'm going to say this: you have to do it. You can't just say, "Oh, maybe one day," or you can't just say, "Well, I tried it once or twice, it didn't work, so I went on to something else." No, the people that get the best results are the ones that are focused. They don't waver. They don't start trying new things every other day. They know what I teach works, I promise you, but you have to stick with it. You can't do it. You can't do it halfway. You have to stick with it. Okay, but hey, Steve, I'm really glad you're here. Really glad you're here. We got a bunch of our Patreon people here, and that makes me feel so good because I feel like a lot of our family is here. Those of you that don't even know what I'm talking about, it's in the show notes. I talk about Patreon, our Patreon family. Links are in the show notes. It's a platform where we do live meetings. We're trying to do them once a week now, and the live meetings are on Zoom, so we can all talk actually in real time, talk to each other. It's not like this is good. Don't get me wrong. And I love doing these on YouTube, but we take it a step further, and it's like a real live meeting where everybody is talking and helping each other and sharing stories. It's wonderful. JD, I would argue that alcohol is way more dangerous. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. Alcohol, tobacco, these things that are totally legal, they're dangerous drugs. Alcohol, tobacco, nicotine, and these are dangerous drugs that will kill you. So I'm totally with you on that, JD. You're right about that. Eric, and by the way, when I refer to Eric, those of you that are kind of new here, Eric is Info Warrior One. When you see Info Warrior One, that is Eric. And Eric is a big fan, a big friend, and he is on almost every YouTube live stream, almost every one. So kudos and props to Eric for sure. What does he say? I started reading. State practitioners are doing the real work now. Don't count on HHS, FDA, RFK, DEA. Yeah, probably true. And not only that, Eric's from Canada, so but he knows what's going on here. Middle child. Oh wow, you made my day, middle child. Wow, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Alex, how fast can psilocybin beat PTSD? I do have it after a traumatic childhood plus a tracted first relationship, which was extremely toxic. So Alex, let me say a couple things about that. It doesn't happen overnight. And this is the problem because people expect a quick fix. And if it doesn't, these days, everybody expects everything like overnight, quick. And if it doesn't work, they're on to the next thing. They go on YouTube, they go on TikTok, they go on somewhere and they find the next best thing or the next greatest thing. No, it doesn't work like that. It does take some time sometimes. For me, I was fortunate. Now, again, I was probably the anomaly. It started working really quickly for me. Pretty much after the first day or two, I really, truly started feeling better. And that's why I kept it up. But if you don't notice anything right away, keep it up, keep the program going. It will work. And you've got to be patient. And again, you've got to do some of these other things that we talk about here. Alex, I will tell you, Alex, if you're not in our Patreon family, I think it would really help you a lot because you're asking really good questions. And Steve, William, Chatty, whoever's in our Patreon, tell Alex what it's like because I think he's asking really good questions. And again, I'm assuming Alex could be a woman too. I'm assuming Alex. I'm assuming the male gender, but again, I don't know. So I apologize if I'm not getting that right. But you would benefit from our family we just help each other. And the questions you're asking would be perfect because we can help you out quite a bit. Okay, cool. Okay. Not that it matters. But that would be horrible. Like Terry, somebody like Terry. If I keep calling Terry a him, and then he, and then Terry turns out to be a woman, I feel horrible. And trust me, I'm not one that's into these pronouns and all that. I'm not in, I'm no, but I do like to call, somebody by the right pronoun if male or female. I prefer. I don't want to make a mistake there, if that makes any sense. William, Well, I noticed my PTSD symptoms decrease quickly. There you go. There you go, Alex. Listen to William here. Truth and clarity quickly, especially after macrodosing. Microdosing does work. Also, we have many in our Patreon family who have acknowledged that. Yes, very true. Thanks, William. And yeah, it's evidence from what you've done and how your life has totally changed from a combination of macro and micro. And I think I'm correct here, William. If I'm wrong, please tell me. But you never paid anybody to do like a private, as a private session, trip sitters and all that. You kind of did this on your own, and it can be done on your own. You don't have to go to a retreat. You don't have to, travel. You don't have to pay somebody huge bucks to do this. No, it can be done. It can be done on your own, and we do talk a lot about that as well. I couldn't afford to. Did it on my own, and again, and also the people that even can afford to do it. It's not necessary. You don't have to go to some big, facility and pay a lot of money and stand in line, and because they've got waiting lists, and then pay and then have somebody trip sit. And no, you don't have to do it. We talk about all this. So right there you go. Definitely, yeah, definitely not necessary. Again, I'm not down on it if you want to do it. If you want to get on a plane and fly to Costa Rica or something and spend all your money. I mean, I don't know. I don't even have experience with those places. And again, I have been a microdoser and it's worked for me all along. However, I will say I've taken some larger doses for sure. I've never done anything like 5 grams, but I've taken doses that are kind of in the William range, like 2.5. That's I've done that. And I was able to function on those, like William was able to function on our last or next to last Patreon live, and he just dosed 2.5 grams, and he was there smiling and talking. So go figure. Who else has it? I promise I'd answer anything that I can answer. Honestly, I mean, if I don't know, you know me, guys. If I don't know the answer, I will say I just don't know. I just don't know that. I don't know everything. The teacher can teach on her own. Yes, Eric is right, because that's why they call this medicine teachers. And the teacher, if you're willing to listen to the teacher, you can do this on your own. Now, I'm not against a trip sitter if you feel more comfortable doing a larger dose with a loved one near you, but you don't have to fly anywhere to do that. Oscar from Chile. Hey, thanks for being here, Oscar. I've been microdosing 0.2 every other day for 2 months. I wanted to know if I need to rest to avoid tolerance. Well, you're doing it every other day. So no, you're preventing tolerance by doing that. Excuse me 1 second. When I record my podcast, I'm able to edit out a cough. Here, I can't edit anything out because it's live. No, but Oscar, you're doing okay. That's why we always say, like, let's take 7 days in a week, 7 days in 1 week. Normally we recommend, 3-4 days on, then a few days off, 2-3 days off, then more days on, a few days off. That pattern in itself will prevent you from getting from getting tolerance. Now, some people say if you've been doing that for months, it's good to take a couple weeks off. And I did that because, not that I wanted to necessarily, but I took 4 weeks off because I was in Japan. So I guess I did my own reset by doing that. You don't have to. As long as you're doing it the way you're doing it, you're fine. You're fine. That pattern should work out for you. JD, how did I find out about microdosing? You're welcome. You're welcome. Oscar. You're welcome, Oscar. Oscar, don't be a stranger. Join us more. Make sure you subscribe here. How did I find it? It's interesting. It's an interesting question. like I said, I was going through the normal channels that most people go through when they have anxiety, depression, PTSD, talk therapy, antidepressants. I was on Lexapro. I was up to 20 milligrams of Lexapro, and I also had to take some diazepam occasionally because to take the edge off. With the Lexapro wouldn't even handle. I had to take the edge off. It was terrible. So I think it was just I don't know how I guess talking to people and just researching and knowing what I knew. I'm a product. I grew up in the. I mean, I was at high school in the late '60s, early '70s. So everybody was using this medicine back then, but they were using it to party. They weren't really using it for mental health issues. But I knew a decent amount about this medicine back then. Even though I didn't really partake. I did a lot of cannabis back then, but I didn't do any psychedelics. I was kind of afraid of psychedelics because the war on drugs, all the information that was out there. They made it sound like if you do psychedelics, you're going to end up in the mental ward. You may never come back, or you might die or something. They really scared the shit out of me. So I never did them until I found out later that they're entirely safe. Some of the safest plant medicines out there, extremely safe, especially in microdose doses, especially. But even if you're doing larger doses, you can't overdose. Can you have a scary, difficult trip? Yes. But again, that's, as Eric said earlier, it brings things out that you might not even be aware of. It brings them to the surface. So I'm under the thought process that there's no such thing as a bad trip. There's no such thing as a bad. We used to back in the day, like the Woodstock days, and when I was in high school, they used to call them bummer. Oh, I had bummer trip, bummer, bad trip, bummer. It was a bummer, man, a bummer. There's no such thing because it's teaching you what's been held inside of your body physically and mentally, maybe for a long time. It's bringing it out to the surface. And also something I didn't mention tonight yet, it rewires the neural pathways. It rewires the brain. So when you take a Lexapro or like some type of an SSRI, it's yeah, sure. It's SSRI, serotonin, serotonin, the reuptake inhibitor, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. It allows more serotonin into your brain, which makes you feel better. But as soon as you quit, you're back to square one. You're back to zero. Whereas these medicines, these plant medicines, these psychedelics actually change the way your brain is wired, which is a wonderful thing. And that's one of the reasons when I went to Japan for 4 weeks and didn't have anything like that, I didn't go back. I didn't revert to the way I used to feel. I felt good. Let's catch up here. Experience tolerance. So okay, Eric, Eric, I didn't realize you're microdosing almost daily, but 3+ years and no tolerance. So again, everybody's different. Everybody's different. So just because it works for Eric or if something works for me doesn't mean it's absolutely going to work for you. But Eric, I appreciate you sharing that. Very interesting. Very interesting. Can I expect more improvement in the coming months? I always wonder if the improvements I've been feeling is all I can expect. No. First of all, your English is fine. I understand everything you're saying. Your English is totally fine. Yes. So it's a really, really good question. Because I could have quit after a year, let's say. I could have quit after 6 months and maybe I would have been somewhat better. But I continue to microdose and it keeps getting better and better and better. And what does that mean, better and better? It means that maybe my anxiety and depression are all gone, but maybe it's teaching me something else about my life, about my body, about kindness, about spirituality, about how to be a better skier. It does teach you and it does rewire the brain. So I think you're always improving, always improving. So really, really good question. I mean, I plan to do this. That doesn't mean I do it every day, but I plan to do this long term. Well, it's been 4.5 years already and I haven't stopped. So that should tell you something right there. Let's go back and catch up here. Ojo Azul or Ojo, is it Ojo Azul? Maybe. When doing a higher dose of magic mushrooms, it uses serotonin, right? It binds to the receptor, that serotonin receptor. Do you have the same effect when microdosing zero point 0.6 to 1? Yes, it's just you'll feel it stronger. When you're doing a microdose is anywhere from 50 milligrams, which is 0.05 grams, 50 milligrams up to like maybe 300 milligrams, zero point 0.3 grams. That's the microdose territory. As you do more, it's not a microdose anymore, but it's still therapeutic, and it could be very therapeutic for you. And yeah, you might feel it, you will feel it more, but it's not a bad thing. As we talked about William, who's Truth and Clarity, he does 2.5 gram trips frequently, and he loves it. And he said it's helped him immensely. I'm telling you, listen or watch my podcast from this past Wednesday. William is featured, and we hide his identity also because, again, this is something that's open to the public and anybody can see it or hear it. But when we're on our Patreon, we are a close-knit family and we all know each other, and nothing leaves that private platform there. We share things, but it doesn't get out anywhere else because we have an agreement that it doesn't. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Eric, thanks for helping. Thanks for helping T-Chalk. T-Chalk again. T-Chalk is Oscar. Thanks for helping Oscar. This is what it's all about. If I'm talking, there could be a little side conversation going on here, like Eric helping Oscar, this is what we love. It's not just me helping, but I bring people together. I bring people together that we all help each other, and there's so much love here. And you don't know how it makes me feel, and I know it makes you feel the same way because some of you, not all, but some of you don't really have anyone else to talk to this about. Maybe you don't have a partner you can talk to, but maybe you don't have a close enough friend. Maybe you're walking alone with this whole thing, but you no longer have to walk alone because you can see even from this live stream on YouTube, how the love and the help, and nobody's judging anybody else and nobody's like belittling anybody. Social media these days is tough. You put a comment somewhere and and if somebody doesn't like it, they're going to mutilate you. They're going to kill you. They're going to flame you. That's not what we do here. You could just feel and look by the hearts that are coming on the screen. I see the hearts. I can't tell who does them, but I just see all these hearts flowing. And that's what the love here is all about. It's the constant love flowing. I feel it. I feel it now from you guys. I feel it right now, and I know you guys feel it. I have some regulars here with me that I absolutely love, my regulars, but we have some new people here that are maybe just learning about this, and maybe they stumbled upon. I'm not even sure how they stumbled upon my channel. Maybe it came up in their feed. I don't know, but if you're new and you're watching this, and here's what I'm going to say to you: there's no coincidences in life. You found us for a reason, and we all help each other. Let's see. I remember one time you said that you had taken a larger dose before. What was the most interesting thing that was seen or revealed to you during that time? Oh, I don't know. One time I did it. This was probably 2+ years ago. I did it. I remember I did. It wasn't a live stream. It was not a live stream, but I think I recorded a podcast episode and on video and audio as I was doing it. So I remember even, I think one of the things I did, which was interesting, I said, I wanted to explain like how I felt and how I was functioning. And one of my tests was, if somebody rang my doorbell right now, I think might have been 2 grams or something like that. If somebody rang my doorbell, would I be able to answer it and look at them and have a regular conversation? And I think we did a test somehow, and the answer was yes. I would have been okay. I would have been all right. I don't know. I just really got into it and just enjoyed it, and I didn't have like necessarily expectations or fears about anything. I just wanted to enjoy, and I knew that it would help me. Middle child, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We all feel the love here. That's the thing. It's impossible to be here right now and not feel the love. It's impossible. And I even feel the love. I did a short live stream. It was like maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and nobody came. Maybe one person often, but basically nobody was there. And trust me, if one person's there, that means the world to me. I'm not minimizing that, but I think one person might have been on. Then they left, and I was talking to 0 people, and I still felt the love. You know why? Because I knew that some people would be eventually seeing it or hearing it as the replay, and I still gave it all I had. But nobody was asking questions, so I couldn't answer questions. But you never know what's going to happen when I press go live. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to be there. I can kind of guess some. I can kind of guess that in 80 to 90% of the cases, Eric will be showing up. Info Warrior One, he'll be showing up. And lately, William, Truth and Clarity, Steve, Chatty, people from my Patreon, they'll show up now. They want to support and they want to help out. They want to help out with the love here. I mean, look at William, Truth and Clarity, just Nakama, which means our family, our tribe, our group, our family. Look at all the hearts. This is what we do. We are not judging anyone. We're not. I say this all the time. I'm not better or smarter than anyone here. And like I said, William, I said I think there are people in the Patreon that know a lot more than I do about some of these things. So I just sit back and enjoy the fact that we brought these people together and you're all helping each other out. I love it. I love it. Well, we've been going 41 minutes, and to me, it feels like 10 minutes. Because when I press record, when I turn this camera, when I press, I'm with my people. I'm with my people that I love, and the time just goes by quickly. And I appreciate every one of you that's here. If you dropped in for 5 minutes and you had to do something else, I appreciate you. The people that stay the whole time, I appreciate you like you wouldn't believe. JD, I have never tried ketamine. I've never tried ketamine. And from what I understand from people that I've talked to that have tried it, it works well in the moment, but it wears off very quickly. And it seems like you need to go in regularly because it seems like it just doesn't stick with you. Whereas mushrooms, I think they stick with you. They rewire. I froze. Am I okay now? Am I okay? Can you hear me now? Can you see me? How many fingers do I have up? Okay. Oh, look what happens. I put fingers up and we get confetti. I'm back. Okay, good. I'm back. What was I saying when I froze? When I froze, I don't remember what I was saying. What is the 4? Oh. I guess how many fingers I have up. See? Sometimes it's short-lived. How many fingers do I have up now? Oh, Amanita. Experience with Amanita. I like it. I like Amanita. Amanita muscaria. It's actually a legal mushroom. You have to make sure you understand where to source it because it's got to be sourced properly. But Amanita is really good. It's good for sleep. We're finding that it's good for sleep. It's good for anxiety. The great thing is it's good. It's legal in most areas. I think in Louisiana it might not be, but it's legal. And again, I didn't want a chance. I did some research to see if I could take it into Japan, and it was very iffy back and forth, and I just didn't want to take a chance. So I didn't take anything. I didn't take anything to Japan. Oh, the thing I was saying about ketamine, maybe I froze, was that the people that I've spoken to that have gone through assisted ketamine therapy, they say that it's good while they do it, but then it just doesn't last. That's what I've heard many times. I'm a fan of the mushrooms and also microdosing LSD as well. I take 0.4 in the morning, 0.2 in the afternoon, and 0.2 in the evening. Um, why? I guess my question is, and you, that seems to be. I mean, okay. Here's the thing: if it works for you, who am I to say no? If it works for you, I generally, I don't think I've ever done it 3 times in a day. I've definitely done it twice in a day when needed, but my usual protocol is once in the morning. And you could do it anytime during the day; it's okay. But usually, I do it once in the morning, and then this used to happen early on. But if I needed to, if I was going somewhere and I felt like I needed a little assistance in the evening or later in the day, I would do another smaller dose. But these days, it's really, really rare, really rare. Yeah, I'm not sure why, because point 4 in the morning and then point 2 and then point 2, that seems to be, maybe you don't need that much. Maybe try without it. Steve said he had months of assisted ketamine therapy, the most profound thing I have ever experienced. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. But the benefit doesn't last. It would have to be, yeah, the benefit doesn't last. And that's what I've heard from Steve and many other people as well. So you get the same story, same things. It doesn't last. So take that for what it's worth. Again, I like to stick to the same thing. That's why I've stuck it out. I mean, look, people have told me to try this, try this, try. I've stuck it out with magic mushrooms, psilocybin, and more recently microdosing LSD. And I think those are just 2 wonderful medicines that really, really work well. Okay, guys, guess what? I think I gotta go. I think I gotta make some dinner at some point. My wife is probably starved. She counts on me to make the dinner. She cleans up. So we have this great agreement. I make the dinner, she cleans, and we both love it because I hate cleaning. She doesn't love cooking, and it works out really, really well. So I've got to make something because she's probably getting hungry. Guys, from my heart, I hope you could feel the love because I feel your love. I feel your love. I know right now, I can tell you right now, William, we can't see him. We can't see William, but William is going like this right now. He's going like that. I promise you, he's doing that. I promise. Because he does that at the end of every one of our live meetings on Patreon. So I know he's doing that. But I feel whether you're doing this, I feel the love wherever you are on this planet. And I'm so glad that we are together, because the fact that we are together is, at least for me, it's life-changing. The fact that I now know you, and even if it's just a matter of knowing your name or knowing your handle here, the fact that I know you and that we've interacted a little bit, for me, that's life-changing. And I feel the love and I feel the gratitude. Talk to you all soon. I'll be back here as soon as I can. Thanks, Eric. Thanks a lot. I'll be back as soon as I can to do another one. And if you're itching for more, I really ask that you check out the link to Patreon in the show notes and on my website, microdoseu.com, because, well, it all happens there. Love you guys. We will absolutely talk soon.